Peeps, I choose you! What's up, peeps? It's me, your boy MC. Welcome back to Lego Therapy. Lego Light is on. We are live-ish in the Lego Lounge. Peeps, I know some of you have probably already seen this because you are following along with me on the live streams. We did this over 7 live streams. So, but I did a lot of just chatting during the live streams and really didn't talk about the set at all. So I wanted to come back and do a full review of this set. I will caveat that with I spent a lot of time chatting with you guys in the streams. So when it comes to the build experience portion of this, I'll just say I'm maybe not the best person to give a full, unfiltered thought on this. I'm going to tell you how I felt about it, but I had a lot of focus in the chat and not as much focus on the build process. So, not to say that my opinion isn't valid, but maybe slightly less valid than somebody who just sat in quiet and built, which is how I normally do my builds. I don't typically do a massive build like this on a live stream, but I wanted to try something different. So here we are. So I'm going to talk about it. Obviously, there's no minifigs in this set. This is a display piece. So those two categories are straight out of the normal review process. So we'll talk about the appearance, we'll talk about the build process, and we'll talk about the value. But let's start off with everybody's favorite dad joke of the day. Y'all know I like to run, right? I run 10 miles every single day. And the other day was a rough one. I had to go to the doc afterwards. I said, "Doc, man, I broke my leg in several places." He looked straight at me. He said, "MC, you should probably stop going to those places." All right, let's do it. All right, so first of all, actually, let's take it back even one step. Let's look at this beautiful box that this set comes in. It is massive, as you can see. It's like half of me. I mean, maybe not that much, but set number 7. English is hard. 72153 6,838 pieces. This beautiful 18 plus box you get here. You got the artwork all around. Some cool stuff on the back there. It's even art on the bottom. And then even check this out, right? On the top, you got your big 3 as we've coined it, and then you got your Pokeball art. That looks super cool. And then the sets were broken up into each one of the characters. So each character had their own numbered box. As you can see right down here, it's got the number 1 on it. And then this is actually the side you see when you pull it out of the box initially. I realized today, after weeks of owning this, on the back, they have the symbols for what Pokemon it is. So you got your grass symbol, and I don't really know what this symbol is. I tried to Google it, but this is the box for Venusaur. He is a grass-type Pokemon, and he's a poison-type Pokemon, so maybe that's what that's supposed to represent. I tried even using Google Lens, and Google Lens couldn't give me an answer, which I was like, wow. So, I'm just guessing that's poison-type Pokemon. Also, wanted to point out something interesting. There was 2 different box types in this set. This one had the tape on the end where you just open it up from the side and pull it out. And then the other 2 boxes, right? So here's box number 2. And on the back side, you got your water for Blastoise. And it has the slide-off type box, which I wish all of the sets. I wish the boxes were like this. Obviously, this is a massive box. A little more difficult to pull off, but I really appreciate that. It helps keep your bags wrangled up and stuff doesn't just get jammed in there. And then again, box 3 for Charizard, and he's a flying type Pokemon and a fire Pokemon. So Thought that was so awesome. Just a great little nod for Lego. Really, really going the extra mile, in my opinion, for making the whole experience so great. Obviously, I've got the Poke Badges here. I'm not going to do a deep dive on this. This was a fun little set. I built, obviously everybody did not get the GWP, but being a gift with purchase, this was a fantastic set. The box has really, really great colors. You got your Pokeball on the front with your stripes coming down the front and sides. Pretty clear glass windows on the front. It opens up. You got each of your badges there. Unfortunately, most of them had stickers. That I thought was a bit of a miss, but it was free, so there's that. Build experience was fine. It wasn't too complicated. Very, very simple set, but a nice bonus to this whole set. Obviously, look at it. It is, I don't know how many inches high this is. It is pretty darn tall. The wingspan on Charizard is so amazing. I'm going to pull up my other camera here shortly. We'll do a close-up of everything. But there you go. Just from an outside perspective, you can see how big it is and how grand this whole set is. But keeping with the appearance, actually, we'll talk about this in build experience. So let me put the instructions aside. I'm going to set up, and we'll get the old cell phone out and do a close-up of the entire build. Shouldn't take too long, but we'll knock it out anyways. BRB.
All right, peeps, here we are. This is, as you can see, I mean, this thing is massive. Oops, I just knocked this blaster around. So I'm just gonna give you the wide shot, and then I will just come in, I guess, handheld, because it's really difficult to capture this whole thing, even at this distance. I've got it zoomed out, ironically. So there's the big three, as I like to call them, and let's get you a close-up real quick. All right, so we'll start here. Got Venusaur, and here's the full, actually, this is the great part about this set. Check it out. You can just slide, okay, it's gonna make a liar out of me. All right, problem solved. So you can just slide out each section and check out the individual Pokemons. So there's the face, all the cool looking flowers. Actually, let's turn this on. See all these cool looking flowers all over, to include the giant flower on top. And we'll just spin them around. Give them a full look. No tail on this guy, but what a fantastic build. It's so funny because at this first one, you realize that a good portion of the build comes down to the base. Boy, I'm struggling to turn him around, peeps. I am so sorry. I'm such an amateur sometimes. So there you go. There's Venusaur. He looks fantastic. Printed eyes. Got that awesome tongue in there. The teeth. The claws. Whole 9 yards. All right, now we're on to Blastoise. Again, nice good close-up of that face. Again, printed eyes. Love the way the mouth looks. Got a moving, slightly movable jaw. All the hands, all the arms, everything is posable. In fact, the whole figure, I don't want to do it right now so I don't mess up. The whole figure just comes right off the base. He just sat on there with 2 axles. I love these little wave features they created. It's like he landed and all this splashed up. What a cool effect that they did with this. Spin him around. He's got this great looking shell, really reminiscent of Bowser from the Mario stuff. Not a lot to look at on the back, but this is where Charizard connects up. But he's got these sweet water blasters there. These legs that are just massive and ready to kick some butt. Just Really fantastic. I'll even love the little detail of like a little shoreline here. So fantastic. All right, and then the guy that brings the whole thing together, as you can see, his tower has the connector pins, but we'll start up at the top. Again, great eyes. Love that flame coming out. The ears. Look at these wings. This is very nice cloth wings with printing on them. They're actually posable. You can move the angle if you want. All the way down. Again, movable hands, movable legs. Everything is movable. He is set on here just on this post. Goes back on really easily. And then coming down, I love all this lava work that comes all the way down, and then you can see where it's hardened up at the bottom as lava would, but it hasn't quite cooled because it's still brown, not black. All this lovely rock work. Love the flame tail. They really nailed that. Again, tail is posable too. You can move that around if you want, up and down. Really, really fantastic build all over.
All right, and we're back, peeps. So, I just wanted to, actually, I did forget to show the backside when I did the close-up. Not a ton to show, because again, this is supposed to be like against a wall when they're all three put together, but the back of Charizard looks really, really good. And I just kind of want to give you guys a quick look at how all of this comes together. So, there's a set of axle pins here, and then there's a set of axle pins here on the right side of the base. And then the back side of Blastoise and Bulbasaur, or sorry, Venusaur, have these Technic bars in there that these axles will connect up to. So just bring it up into place. Oops, not there. And his tail gets caught, so you gotta be careful with that. I did mess that up earlier today when I was moving it onto the table. You gotta make sure you put Blastoise's tail up and out of the way, but it just slides, boom, clicks right into position, and you bring your old Blastoise over, or sorry, Venusaur. Well, I can't get names right today. Bam, and then the whole bad shebang comes together. It looks absolutely There's our full build and our gift with purchase set. So, looks fantastic. I can't think of a single thing about the appearance of this build that I can say anything negative about. Actually, I take that back. There's one thing, but it's so minor, I almost forgot, and it's barely worth mentioning. As you can see, the Technic posts that this is Charizard is attached to is like, let's see, that's like 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, probably like 16 studs deep, something like that. And I thought it probably could have been about a third shorter, you know, maybe 33% shorter. It's just kind of sticking way out there. I felt like Charizard probably should have been somewhere closer to the actual lava, right? So either make the internals of Charizard deeper so that it accepts more of this structure, which I imagine that's part of the reason they did it, was to give it extra structure, but obviously he's supposed to appear like he's flying, so you didn't want him sitting. They didn't want him sitting directly on the lava mountain, but it just felt a little, just a smidge, just slightly awkward at how high it sticks out. But it still looks great. Like, if you didn't build it, if you just walked up and saw this in a store, you'd be like, or saw it on somebody's shelf, you'd be like, great. It only was awkward because when I put it on, I was like, huh, is that it? Like, not more? But otherwise, it looks fantastic. So, so minor, I don't even want to bring it up, but I did already. 10 out of 10. Appearance looks amazing. All right, let's move on to build experience. So as I started to cover earlier, so each character has their own. Oh, and look on the back. I didn't even notice this. This is the first time I'm noticing this. They've got the little symbols on the back of the book too. So each character has their own manual. They are quite thick and they're great. They're great. Now I did digital instructions. I did the 3D instructions, which was really helpful, but you got your standard gray background, but you got your white lines in this case with your red arrows, all the pieces. I mean, it's standard Lego quality instructions. I had no issues. Nothing was confusing. Again, 0 stickers. Phenomenal. I love it. At the very beginning of each of the manuals, I showed this off during the live stream. So if you missed the live streams, feel free to go back into my live section and check them out. There was 7 parts. But they've got the little section here at the beginning where they show the Poke cards and their details for each of them, which is super fun. I really, really like that. And then it just gives you a little history, and then it jumps right into the build. Not a ton of bonus material in the instructions, but man, with a set this big and this fun, I don't think you really need it. I think what they did was great. Again, I was very, very ingrained in the chats. I was having a lot of time, a lot of good times chatting with the folks, chatting with the peeps, and I didn't have my normal deep brain into the build experience, but I can't think of anything really where I was like, man, this is so difficult. I'm trying to think. There were a couple little small things. So, for example, almost the last step of the entire set was putting these teeth into, it was a lantern brick, and you had to put it's a little unicorn horn that gets inserted into the back side of a lantern brick, not even the front side. So you had to shove it all the way into the brick and then get the little stud piece to poke through the hole of the lantern brick. I'll throw up a picture, but it was beating me up. The hole was like, it was so slightly off. It was just, I don't know. Oh, let me say, I don't know what the real issue was. I don't know if the hole was too small or the end of the unicorn horn was too fat. I don't know which, but I ended up just taking a pair of my tweezers and I put them in there and then I just twisted it around in the hole just a little bit. It seemed to stretch out the plastic just enough that I eventually got the unicorn horn in there, and I was able to successfully have a good looking teeth on my Charizard. Outside of that, there wasn't a lot that I can say. I will say there's 1x1 bricks on the back side of Blastoise's feet. And I don't know if I just got some funky pieces or what, but both of them kept wanting to pop out. But they're in there. They're staying in there now. He's sitting on the base. No real issues. Again, I love the fact that these guys are so posable. You can just pick them up like your children. You can hold them in your lap. You're like, I love you. And you can be like, all right, I'm done. Please go back and hang out on your pedestal. And it's once you just got to find the little inserts for the axles, and he just pops. Of course, I can't find the insert. There he goes. Pops right back into place. Everything is all good in the hood. Bam! I'm going to keep messing it up because I keep touching it. That's how it goes. There! So, appearance. Great. Build experience. Again, what I can remember is pretty darn good. Very few issues whatsoever. There was 2 pieces. This is the first set I've ever had with missing pieces. There was 2 pieces missing. One of those pieces, there was an extra in the spare parts. So that worked out. I got that piece in there fine. And then there was one other piece that was missing. I just happened to have a close enough piece, and I put it on there for now. I might eventually just buy the piece. It's one piece. But honestly, unless you know, you don't know. The piece that I replaced it with looks like it belongs. So it was so minor. It's almost not worth me going on Lego and being like, hey, send me this 1x2 plate. Because that's what it was. But man, really, really love the experience. Really love the experience of building the shell. I don't know why, but like Bowser and the blue shell, the spiny blue shell. And I've done a couple other things. Oh yeah, like the mouth of the piranha plant. I love that design, the way they use those tubes to go around. It just looks so, so cool, and it really, really adds to the look of the shell. So many great building techniques, new pieces that I've never seen before in this set. I wish I had taken pictures, but again, just go back and watch the lives. I unfortunately did not take pictures like I should have, but there was just definitely some new, neat pieces in here that I had not seen before, so I appreciated that. Again, I really love these wings, these cloth wings. They're so fantastic. The way they did all of these little macaroni pieces to the whistle tubes to the Y not brackets, but joints all over, and then they just filled out this whole, got that cool shape to the wings. This is like, I was thinking about it, you know, technically my first dragon is this guy. The first dragon I ever built in Lego. But not truly a dragon. I get it. It is a dragon. But when you talk like what people think of as Lego dragons, this is kind of my first real Lego dragon. And he's pretty fire. Ah! So, again, appearance is great. Build experience was great. Value. So, I know my friend Breezy from Breezy Builds and a few other people were so excited to see me build this, especially on the live stream, because they're like, hey, I would love that set, but I couldn't get it right now. So that's another reason I wanted to bring this review to you guys. It's a costly build, for sure. MSRP on this set, $650. Now, I just finished a little bit ago filming a Driver's Seat Diaries. Holla, go check that out. And I talked about it. I've only bought one set since March 1st because of this. Because it was so costly. However, I'm just going to break it down for you. I already did the math. So it is 6,838 pieces, I believe is what I said. When you do the math, it comes out to 9.5 cents per piece, which in today's Lego community, that's actually cheap if you think about it. Another thing to point out, the insides of all of this, there's a lot of Technic pieces to build all this structure up, to include the framing of the bodies. Not as much on Charizard, there is some, but for sure, Blastoise, Venusaur, bunch of Technic to make this a really solid structure. And it is, like you can see. I'm shaking this pretty good. It's not going anywhere. Now, I'm not going to just rack it, but you can see, like I said, you can see these large Technic bars that are coming up just to hold Charizard in place. Like, there's a lot of good pieces. Again, only printed pieces in this set, 0 stickers at all. Now, I know some folks are probably sad because there's no minifigs. I'm not that guy, okay? I love my minifigs if I get them. If I don't get them, and I have a fantastic build like this, doesn't faze me at all. But I've been happy to get a couple minifigs and Ash catch him with his Pikachu, sure. But I'm okay. I'm totally okay with what I got because, again, when you look at the price of this thing, yes, it's a big ticket deal, but you get so much for it. It is an amazing, amazing build. It looks so good. It was so fun to build. I had so much fun hanging out with you guys and just going through the whole thing. And yeah, it's fantastic in my opinion. I get everybody doesn't have $650 to just drop on one singular set. But that's another reason I kind of wanted to do the live stream method this time, was to stretch out the process and really enjoy the entire experience of building this set. And it was very, very good. I can't say anything bad about it. It definitely met all my expectations. This set's a win. It's a win for me. I'm happy with what I paid for it. I know it was high, but I just compensated. Normally I'm buying sets probably a little too regularly, but I've cut back. I just cut back. I don't buy some of the other things that I want, and that's the sacrifices we got to make sometimes. I know there's other sets that I've definitely seen since March 1st, and I'm like, I really want that set, but I'm not buying them because I already know coming up there's other things that I want. One of the biggest ones, I want the new Power Rangers set that's coming out. I don't know what it's going to cost, but I got to be prepared for that. So I've slowed down. I've pulled those throttles way back, and I made the sacrifice to own this big, beautiful, amazing piece of art. Peeps, I think that's about all I got for you guys. Great set. Hope you guys enjoyed coming and hanging out on the lives. I'm considering doing another one. I've got several large-scale sets that I've been holding on to for some years now that I really, really need and want to build. So that might be something I do. I might just make my lives about doing extended periods of a build. Or not! I don't know. You guys know how I do. I just wing it. By the way, I don't know if you guys noticed, but I'm wearing this beautiful Senor Briccacino shirt. It's autographed by Senor Briccacino just for me, for when he hit his 1,000 subscribers. Shout out to Senor Briccacino. Just wanted to show that love today. But that's it. Hope you guys enjoyed this review. I know, again, I'm not the most intelligent reviewer of all time, but I did want to talk about it since I really didn't talk about it during the live stream. So that's all I have for you guys today. If you enjoyed this, please do all the things. I'll see you guys on the next one. Until then, holla!